Hi, I'm Mark Kokovac. Welcome to Render Demo How to Draw Tutorials. What I have in front of you today is our How to Draw Figures sketchbook. It's a how to draw book with instructions as well as a sketchbook that you can sketch alongside. Here you can see I have two different colors covers that we made for it. So if you like black or gray, you have your choice to pick one. And what I wanted to do was kind of take you through the sketchbook and kind of show you what's inside, give you an idea of what it is that we have here. So kind of take you through the beginning. This sketchbook was created by Joshua Frazier. So all of the artwork inside here is his work and his process on how he does figures. So it's a quick little bio on Josh. We have our table of contents. So we have introduction to proportions, anatomy of the body, anatomy of the head, anatomy and facial features, anatomy of the hands, foot, dynamic poses, and some reference materials and templates. So again, this sketchbook is mainly to show people the basics of setting up the human form. So we kind of go into some basics of proportions, kind of show you the male and female body from both the front and the back. We'll give you some side views, 3/4 views, just giving you some markers to figure out, proportion wise where you want to have, start setting things up. And the idea is by having the artwork on the left, in this case, and then having some outlines on the right, is for you to go and try to draw what you see on the left here in the space provided. And we give these guidelines to help you get started, so you're not just sketching without any sort of guidelines. Our goal is to not discourage young artists trying to get into this area of illustration. So any way that we can help keep them engaged and having fun just gives them a little bit more time to explore their potential and realize that this is something that they want to get into. So as you can see, as we go through the sketchbook, we start out with a lot of guidelines here, and as you go through it, we start to take some away, and then we start to take even more away. So the idea is trying to give you that muscle memory on realizing that form, and by repetition, just trying to put those together. The same for the back, same type of process. So lots of pages for sketching throughout the book. And we cover the male and female body at the same time. So we give you full pages to work on, not only smaller forms but larger scale forms. So a lot of gestural and dynamic poses here. So I'll skip over to the next chapter. So the anatomy of the head, here kind of takes you through quickly, how to set up some of the proportions of the head from the front view and the side view, profile view, giving you some cross sections, some key areas to kind of focus on. And then you can kind of see we put the head from the front view on the left, and then try to give you area to try to sketch that and then repeat it a couple times, and same for the side profile view as well. We do that a few times here, just with different positions. At the beginning we do have there's a lot of shading that's happening, but I think if you try to just rough in your eyes, the nose, the mouth, ear, and some of the hair, I think you can, once you get that down, you can start worrying about shading and adding some shading effects. So just different angles, you know, this one here, you know, she's looking up to her left. So just trying to give you, you know, a chin view, and you know how you would kind of see different, you know, the nostrils and things like that. You know, from the back. You know, then we have facial features. So we kind of start out with the eyes. You know, on the left here, give you some guidelines on the right to try to replicate what you see. We do the same for the nose. You know, different, you know, there's as you know, there's a ton of different facial expressions and ways that the lips can be, but you know, here's just a few kind of call out, showing some teeth, kind of curling the lip underneath the teeth, looking at the ear. And then we get into the hands, kind of fist positions, opened up and curled. So I would say, you know, over 50% of the book is actually areas where you sketch in. So you know, there is, I think we have 191 pages in total. So, you know, you have quite a bit of pages that you're actually sketching in this. So it's not a textbook where you're just, you know, reading and following on another piece of paper on the side. This you're actually sketching right inside of it. So then the next chapter here is some more dynamic poses. So just a few different poses to explore musculature and shading effects and arm positions for shortening. And then we quickly go into you know, really low on the amount of guidelines that we're giving you as support here. So by the time you get to this part, you've had a lot of practice already. So we're trying to see how quickly you can get to sketching these on your own. So really quickly, we have a few guidelines that we give you for each here. So this book, you know, you can sketch using all kinds of pencils, ballpoint pens. You can use cross-hatching techniques for shading and whatnot. The paper takes erasers really well, so if you make mistakes, you can just erase those, keep going. You can use markers on here, but granted, you know, if you stay on that area for longer than necessary, it could start to kind of bleed through. So I don't recommend using super wet markers here, but you know, if you wanted to, you could, you know, maybe go with perhaps you know, some marker that's almost drying out, but so, and then in the back of the book we have these templates that we wanted to create. So you know, the goal here is maybe, you know, if you want, you can sketch on them, but we have these intentionally here so that when you fill up the book up to this point and you want to keep sketching, take this, put it on the scanner or your printer, make a copy of it. You maybe enlarge it if you want to 11 by 17 or any size that your printer allows, and you know, keep on sketching. So we want you to be able to you know, to master this and keep going as much as you think you need. And you know, maybe you put this down for a year, or then you want to kind of get back into it. You know, if you leave these clean, you'll be able to kind of, you know, make some extra copies for yourself. You know, the head, profile view, the eyes. So we kind of give you all the you know, what was inside the book, majority of it here in the back. And then we have some reference materials. So if you're a young artist thinking about getting into this field of illustration, you know, there's a few schools here that we list in the U.S., Europe, Asia Pacific. Of course, there's a lot more out there. We just, you know, list a few of the top ones. And there's, you know, some museums across a few of the countries here, and that's about it. So hope you enjoy this, and you know, take a look. If you can go onto our website, renderdemo.com, and get a copy for yourself. And yeah. Oh, one more thing. We do have a stencil as well that we created. So in addition to the sketchbook, we thought it would be really cool to create these stencils that you can get a piece of paper that you have loose and kind of put that down and be able to, you know, take any kind of pencil that you have or a pen and, you know, kind of get your proportions laid out. It's a basic, you know, it's really basic. It's not, you know, that in depth, but it gives you the front and profile view of the human form, and kind of nicely your pencil can kind of fit in there if you're using a little bit thicker graphite. Kind of get your proportions down. You can use the ruler as well as a, you know, set up your ground line. So if you wanted to make some notches, you can easily, you kind of put some indicators here if you wanted to go that route, and, you know, connect those lines. As so. Kind of run some lines across, or you can use the heads as a marker. You know, obviously there's some in between here, and start, you know, kind of doodling and practicing that way. So again, we do have a stencil. We offer this on our website as well. So visit renderdemo.com and check out some of the other stuff we have. And please comment at the bottom of our page here under the comment section. We'd love to hear from you if you have any other ideas or feedback for us.